Hey folks, Beer here, Whirlybird Video Productions. We're back again this week, and we've got the Reptile I was talking about last week. So this is the Reptile 500. I mean, that's what they call them.
Yep.
We got it from Buddy RC. We actually ended up buying a couple of these frames. I've got one over on the other bench that you can't see because it's piled up full of crap. So you only see the bench that's not piled up totally full of crap. Mike actually pulled apart his old DJI 450, right?
Yeah.
So this is the DJI 450 version 1 motors, and ESCs, and the Naza Lite, right? And then he put one of our gimbals that we've been playing with that I've said we're going to have soon, and we still don't, and we may never have those. The guy that I was getting them from has now disappeared off the face of the earth, and I can't seem to find. So I'm glad I went through the trouble of testing 4 or 5 before I ordered a bunch from the guy. Maybe he'll show up again. But at any rate, we're talking about the Reptile 500. Squirrel! Anyway, you get the reference on that if you watch other folks. But anyway, so why they call this the Reptiles, it's kind of like, you know, it's a dead cat frame, I've heard folks call them. Mike put the gimbal on and stuck it out front, but they actually, I've seen some 3D printed gimbals that pop in here, and I want to try to make one of those soon. Notice I said I'll make one of those soon. So yeah, that's coming, a 3D printer, and the Whirlybird shop is coming pretty soon. So what did you think about, I mean, building this thing's easy so far. I mean, you just bolt it together. Setting it up, you set it up just like a regular quad, or
no, you have to go into the gains in the DJI Assistant software and basically set it up like a TBS Discovery.
Gotcha. Because that's really kind of what it's a clone of.
Yeah.
It's a fiberglass frame, and it's pretty thin.
Yeah. But
these are really cheap. $20.
$22.
$22 with the arms.
With the black arms.
So we bought a couple. Actually, I think we bought all he had at the moment. But at any rate, we've got another friend that's building another one, because once they've seen them, everybody at the club's now wanting them. I'm building one. I'm going to go with the new motors, the 300 propulsion system for the 450s. That's what I'll be putting on mine. And then I'm putting a Adreno from Ready to Fly Quads. It's the a multi-wheel setup, the 2.6 Ready to Flyer, I think Paul calls it. I'll put a link down in the description down there. I bought it and bought the case. I bought a GPS. Messed around with the software. Of course, that mission planning software is a little bit difficult to get used to. I talked about that last week when we were talking about the Flip 1.5. But it's not too bad. I mean, but I'm an IT guy, so working on the computer stuff kind of comes around. I'm used to kind of have, oh, we got to read 500 pages of forms to figure out really what you do on step 1, and then you go to step 2. And that's what it's been so far, trying to figure that thing out. But I think I've got it, and buying the little case from Paul is a must. So if you're going to buy one, go ahead and buy the case. It's another $5, but it's labeled. So it's got all of your labels on it. It helps you out big time. It will save you a lot of hours messing around with it. The GPS plugs up to port B. I first got some wikis that said you plug it into port A, and the GPS didn't work. So yeah, it plugs into port B. Once I get mine done, I'll do another review on mine and fly it. Maybe we can do a little bit of comparison between the two, between the Naza and the Ready to Flyer 2.6. The 2.6 with the GPS was $72.
That's cheaper than a DJI.
So that's a lot cheaper, and it's got basically the functionality of what I'm told we're going to see is it's compared to the Naza M2. Not the Lite, the straight up
the
M2.
D2.
So which is
$439.
I figured he could spit it out pretty
Just
quick.
bought one.
Because he's got one. He did say that he thought it was smoother than the Lite.
Yeah, I think it flies a little smoother. I think the GPS is a little bit more accurate as far as, you know, return to home. It actually comes back a little bit closer than the Lite does, so I think the GPS may be a little better in it also. Well,
we definitely want to try it out, because I've seen some YouTube videos of guys saying this multi-weed 2.6 or APM thing that I got, mini APM I guess is what it is. I'm new to all that, so you have to forgive me. But give me a few weeks, I'm going to know everything about it, because it takes a lot of learning to get used to that thing.
Yeah. So
there's definitely a big difference between the Naza, what I would say a consumer-grade product, where you get it out, plug it up, there's really good instructions. The software is really easy to use. There's good instructions. Where any kind of open source stuff, it's going to be a lot of reading and a lot of looking around. But it is a lot cheaper.
Yes. nice.
Now we'll see on the quality wise in a couple weeks. Hopefully next week you'll get to see mine done if I can get everything working and not break it. But it looks good so far. So I'm almost done with that building, and we'll get to see. So let's take this thing out and fly it. What battery are you flying on this thing? Milliamp wise in cell.
Typically 5,000.
So a 5,003 cell.
Yeah.
So a 3-cell LiPo. So let's step outside. It's a lot cooler outside than it is in here. The air conditioning up there that you guys can't see isn't working. It's blowing, but that's about it. And it's hot.
Yes.
So let's go fly.
Let's do it.
So that was pretty good flight. Mike's getting really good at flying around things. You can tell he's trying to make me fall down flying around me there. Went out and seen what a hay bale looked like, and then he actually went over and checked out the tractor. Got a little bit of video of the gimbal thing. That was pretty cool. The gimbal in action there. How long of a flight time you get on that 5,000 milliamp battery? It seemed like a pretty good while.
I usually get about 12 minutes if I'm conservative with how I fly.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of fun. Now, the one interesting adaptation that Mike did, and he mentioned it as we were bringing it in here, is these really expensive landing gear he's got. Those things are cool. What are they?
Those are carbon fiber arrow shafts from Walmart.
So
$3 for one shaft.
So you went and bought a $3 arrow, cut it up to length. It looks like you put some heat shrink on it and zip tied with the legs. It actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the heat shrink. If you don't put the heat shrink on it, if you land on asphalt, any hard surface, it'll actually start cracking that carbon fiber.
Gotcha.
But if you put the heat shrink on the end of your arrow shafts or any just carbon fiber spars or whatever you want to use, it keeps it from cracking, splintering up the center of your carbon fiber shaft.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Well, I like it. I can't wait to get mine together and we'll fly some.
Yeah, I really like it, and it's cheap. I'm all about cheap. So.
Cheap is a good thing.
Well,
cheap and it works. That's the thing. It's cheap and it's got to work.
And the video is pretty good, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I really like those gimbals. Hopefully, I'll find somebody that can get us two of them. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time on Whirlybird video. Please rate, subscribe, tell all your friends. We need like 500,000 views or something. See you later.
See you.